France have just released their team for their huge upcoming game against Italy this week, Sunday in the Six Nations. They've made quite a few changes, but I think they've actually made some really good selection decisions. So before we get right into it, guys, I will be doing a preview, going over both teams later, going over what type of style I think they're going to play, the predictions as well, and I'll be doing a bit of a combined team, so putting both the teams together and choosing my combined team. I know a lot of the people normally love that for the previews, but that'll be coming out later today. But let's get right into it. At number 1, they've stuck with Jean-Baptiste Gros. Number 2, Julien Marchand. Number 3, Dorian Aldegheri. So they're sticking with the same front row, which I think could be a bit risky. I mean, the front row hasn't really been the best at scrum time, and I think Italy are really going to target France at the scrum this weekend. I mean, I expect Danilo Fischetti and Simone Ferrari to really come out firing, and I think if Italy really want a chance at this game or a chance to keep it close, they're going to have to be really accurate and really good at scrum time. Number 4, Thibaut Flamé comes into the starting lineup and Emmanuel Mialfu. So they've changed both their locks, but I will say later why I think this is a very good selection change. I mean, Thibaut Flamé is a world-class lock. He's a really good player, and he is an 80-minute performer. He's a guy that he's probably better in the starting lineup than he is on the bench, but he still is a key player if they do need to use him on the bench. And a guy like Emmanuel Mialfu, give him 40 minutes, let him go absolutely haywire. This guy is absolutely huge, and he's so physical. And I think these are the two right guys to start against Italy. I think Italy are going to be very much focusing on the physicality part of the game. They're going to try to dominate France, and the forward pack from Italy is no joke. So I think if you want to get the scrum a bit better right now, add a bit more weight, add a bit more power in there, just for the start of the game as well. So I do think from Fabien Galtier, that was a very, very smart decision. At number 6, Franco Cross gets another start. I mean, Franco Cross is a phenomenal player, and I think he is the perfect guy for this game. It's going to be a really hard-working game for all of the forwards, and I think it's going to be an absolutely bruising physical battle up front, and I think Franco Cross is the perfect guy to have for this game. Number 7, Oscar Giroud. This is another good selection. I mean, the loose trio has been really working well for France. I mean, they've got a very good balance, and Oscar Giroud, I say it every week, it's like a Franco Mostert type of player. He's going to do the hard work, he's going to do the unseen work, but I'm actually glad he's getting recognized now. I've seen a lot more people talking about him, and he's getting recognized. He is one of the younger players, but he's a very standout player in this team. He's a very important player. Number 8, Anthony Gelonge. This whole loose trio from France are such hard workers. They do the nitty-gritty hard work that people don't see, and I think that is so important for this team going forward. I will say the forward pack this week for France looks massive. It looks huge, and I think they know what's coming in the form of Italy. They're going to try dominate France at scrum time. They're going to try pester them at the lineouts, but I think adding Thibaut Flamé and Emmanuel Mialfu is going to really add to that lineout jumping ability, more defense, more offense, scrum time. I think it was a very good choice from Fabien Galtier this week. Number 9, Antoine Dupont and captain, alongside number 10, Mathieu Jalibert. Probably the best 9-10 combination right now in the Six Nations. Well, definitely, and maybe even in the world right now. I mean, it's a very good combination. These two are some of the best players in the world. Antoine Dupont was so good last week against Wales. He honestly, he affects the game in so many ways. Like, he impacts the game in so many ways. He can kick off both feet. Honestly, I don't even know which one is a strong foot anymore. He gets about 4.5 seconds hang time in his box kicks, which makes it so much easier for the likes of a Louis Biel-Barré and a Theo Atisogbe to really go up and try to get those high balls back, which I think is going to be very key this week, especially going up against quite a good Italy back three. I think they are quite good under the high ball, but I do think that's where France could be targeting this week. And he's good in the open play. He's good in quick ball. But the one thing Italy have to do this week is try slow France down at ruck time, because if Antoine Dupont starts getting that quick ball where he can play around the fringes, that's where France become really dangerous. And obviously Mathieu Jalibert, they cannot give this guy space. He's probably one of the best running, attacking fly-offs right now in World Rugby. He's got a really smart boot. He's got a calm head on his shoulders now. He's playing a lot more composed rugby as well. He doesn't have to score off every phase, and he kind of had a problem a few years ago where he would just try to score off every single play, but now he kind of builds phases, and he's got his fundamental game's a lot better now, and the skills he does is because his basics and everything he does is so well. He does it so well nowadays. I mean, I have to give credit to Mathieu Jalibert. He's come a long way. He's always been a phenomenal player, but especially when it comes to the basic things in rugby, he's doing it a lot better and at a very high level right now. So that 9-10 combination is going to be a worry for Italy this weekend. Number 11, Louis Biel-Barré. Number 14, Theo Sogbe, both really good under the high ball, both really good finishers. And what I really like about these two wings is they work off their wing. They run on the outside of Anton Dupont, they run on the inside and the outside of Mathieu Jalibert, and the same with the centres as well. They really work off their wing, and they almost make themselves an extra player available in the backline a lot of the time. And that's why you do see these two scoring a lot of tries, getting a lot of touches compared to wings from other countries, because these two have a very high work rate. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think it's going to be Monty Ioane going up against Theo Sogbe this weekend, so that's going to be very exciting to see. I mean, Monty Ioane is not going to be an easy challenge for Theo Sogbe, so that's going to be very good to see. I think Monty Ioane is more of a physical wing, but he's also got really good footwork. But I think this is going to be Theo Sogbe's real proper first challenge when it comes to wing-on-wing matchup. It's going to be very good. Number 12, Fabien Brau-Barry, and number 13, Emilien Gaeton. I hope I said that right again, guys, but those two were phenomenal last week, and I think this week is going to be their first real test in the centres. I don't think Breaks is playing this week. I don't think he's available, but still, no matter who Italy do choose, they've got some really good options. Leonardo, Marin, they've got Tommaso Menoncello, one of the best centres in the world, and they've also got Paolo Adogwu if they do decide to go that route with selection. And I think this week is going to be a very tough challenge for these two centres. It's going to be a real good test. I do think they will pass because they are a very good centre combination. That's the key thing. Right now, they're a good centre combination. I do think maybe they wouldn't be as comfortable on the field if they weren't playing alongside one another. Obviously, they've been very successful with Powell this year, and I think it's good that these guys are getting rewarded. They are both young players. They've got some really good footwork. They have a really high work rate, and I think as a centre, that's what you need first: a very high work rate, good carrying ability, good defensive ability, and then the flair stuff kind of happens after that. And I think these two do that very well. They're both very solid, very composed players. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the centre matchup this week. I think in the preview I'll talk a bit more in depth about it. I think that could be a very key area this week, and whoever wins or loses this game. Number 15, Thomas Ramos, one of the best fullbacks in the world right now. He is such a good player. He's been one of the best players in the world for a few years now. He has such a good boot, and I think Italy do not want to have ill discipline. They do not want to make mistakes in their own half, because this guy will kick it over from anywhere. He had a bit of a wayward kick last week, so I'm pretty sure, knowing him, he's a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to kicking. He definitely went back to the drawing board and really worked on his kicks this week. But this guy's awesome. I love watching how he plays, and he has some of the most passes and touches in this France team out of all the players, which just shows how much of a playmaker and a key playmaker role he actually plays in this team. He plays a very important role in this team, and he's going to have to play another very important role this week. Number 16, Piazza Mavaka comes back, which I'm happy about from a France perspective. I think he's going to be the perfect guy to add some sort of flair, some sort of impact off the bench. And looking at the bench, it's a very strong bench for France. Number 17, Rodrigue Nettier. Number 18, Georges-Henri Colombe comes back. He is a very good player, and I'm actually glad to see him there. You can definitely tell with the selections from France that they are going to be targeting a big improvement at scrum time, and I think having him there is a key indicator of that. They really don't want to get bullied or dominated at scrum time, because I think everybody knows if Italy do dominate France at scrum time, they actually do have a chance of keeping it close in this game. I do think if France do take away Italy's key strengths like their scrum and their line-outs, then it could honestly be a long day for Italy. But I mean, this Italy team right now is not the same team from a few years ago that lost by far to the All Blacks. It's a much different team. Yes, some of the players might be the same, but it's a different team. They play completely different rugby now. The players have all improved. All their skill sets have gotten better, and I think this Italy team right now is on the up, and it could be a dangerous game for France if they don't pitch up. Number 19, Charles Olivon, and number 20, Michael Guillard. This is going to be a very, very good substitution for them to bring on. I mean, these two have been probably my favourite lock combination so far in the tournament. They've been absolutely destroying defenses. They've been so mobile, working around the park together, and I think I would like to see these guys start again, and I think they will in the other game going forward, the next games that they have. I'm not sure who it's against, but I'm pretty sure they will be the starters going forward, because they have been some of the standout players in this France team. But they are going to add such an impact off the bench. I don't think people understand the impact these two will make, especially if France are in the lead already or behind. I think if France are on the back foot, bring these two guys on, especially with a guy like Piazza Mavaka, who are three extremely mobile, versatile, athletic forwards that can almost play like an extra backline player. And these two at lock are literally two extra loose forwards. And I mean, Piazza Mavaka is an extra loose forward as well. So if you have this bench from France right now, looks very strong and ready to make a big impact. So I think if they are on the back foot, bringing these guys on will maybe give them an opportunity to score a few quick tries and get back in the game. I think if you are in the lead, if France are in the lead, then bringing these guys on will just help build that lead, and they'll just come on and make a big impact and be able to close the game out. But But I mean, Charles Olivon and Mikel Guillard are absolutely awesome. They've been phenomenal recently. Number 21, Lenny Nushi. Now, I didn't really realize this, but apparently, so he's only played 47 minutes total so far in the Six Nations, but I think he has the joint most dominant tackles, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like that, something to do with a dominant carry or a dominant tackle. But this guy's been awesome off the bench, and I do hope he gets more game time because this guy's an absolute dominant freak of nature. This guy's awesome, and I do think he has played his way back into the team. Obviously, if maybe before the tournament I'd have been like, maybe there's other guys that could play there, but I mean, this guy, you can't take him out the team if he's playing well. He hasn't given the selectors or the coaches any reason to take him out the team. He's actually given them a reason to just put him in the team. So Lenny Nushi is another one to look out for. And I mean, this bench forward pack of Movaka, Neti, Henry Colom, Charles Olivon, Mikel Guillard, and Lenny Nushi is going to be absolutely huge to bring on, especially if you think Italy have been kind of slowing down in the second half in recent performances compared to their first half or their first three quarters, where France as well, in both the last games, the second half, they kind of slowed down a bit, lost a bit of momentum. Obviously, they still won by quite good scores, but the second half was a bit of a worry because I do think if they had these types of second halves where they slow down against the likes of a Springboks, against the likes of an All Blacks, maybe even an England on their good day, maybe even a Scotland, the result could be different. But I think this is a very, very good bench forward pack from France and probably the right one to choose for this week. Normally, I would say they should just stick with Olivon and Mikel Guillard in the starting lineup, but I think they can add a lot of value this week off the bench because this Italian forward pack right now is no joke. So I'm glad to see that this France team know the threat they're facing. But can they stop Italy? But can Italy also stop these guys when they get going? Because this France team on the front foot is a different beast. Now, number 22, Baptiste Seren. I'm always happy to see Baptiste Seren there. He is an absolutely awesome rugby player. As a neutral to European rugby, I think he is one of my favourite players of all time for European games. I'm not even joking. I once watched him play in South Africa. I think it was 2018, and he was just the one guy that absolutely stood out to me all over the park. This guy's service is so crisp, and when he plays with confidence, he looks like a whole different player. And I will still say that I think he has an opportunity this Six Nations to really cement himself in the 23 going forward. I know there's Maxime Luku, I know there's Nolan Lagarek, all phenomenal scrum halves. France probably do have a problem right now with who on earth are they going to select when everyone's healthy, but I think Baptiste Seren has a very good opportunity right now, and I'm sure he will take it. Number 23, Pierre-Louis Barassi comes in. It's good to add a bit of experience and a guy that knows what he's doing. He plays for Toulouse, so he knows his players as well. For a game like this, you can't really be messing around with players that don't have too much experience, that are inexperienced. I do like Noah Nene. I think he will play more games going forward. I think a lot of these young, inexperienced guys will play a lot more games going forward. But I think for this week, you have to stick to your best team. You have to play your best available players. It's not going to be like a Wales game. Italy will punish you if you don't pitch up and if you do kind of slack off in the second half. But a very strong team from France. I will be doing a bit of a predictions, a preview, going over all the insights for the game in a separate video coming out later today. So if you do want to see that, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow, and stay tuned for that one. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.